Tylonn, the themes of your work delve into the cross sections of race, politics, identity. When you create this work, who is it for, and what do you hope that they get out of it?
I guess you could specifically say like white people, but that's not necessarily the case because I consider myself American. And when I refer to like the founding fathers, I noticed that I put R in front of it, right? So like obviously that's a type of ownership that I take on. Some other people may not. But even I would say, I bet you if they're American, somehow subconsciously they still maybe think that way. And so creating works like that, similarly to most things that I do, I think that it's about getting the viewer to engage with our history and even recent history in a more thoughtful way than just a romanticized way that we've become accustomed to it. You know, I hope that my art does sort of influences younger people or people to think in a much more nuanced way about these problems. Because we have heavy-handed problems, but they're so intricate, it's hard to just say, do this and this will fix that, defund the police. That's what's gonna stop all of the, I get where it comes from, but I mean, like, it's such a complicated problem. Like you can't just use, like something that needs a scalpel, you come in with, like a sledgehammer or something like that. Like that's, unfortunately, that's the way I think that how we've gotten to where we are socially in this country. And so a lot of my work kind of deals with that. Like you mentioned that painting, like a gentle reminder, and it's a Black power fist with butterflies on it but instead of the monarch designs, it's a Confederate flag.
Yes.
And butterflies are a metaphor for reincarnation in certain Eastern religions. And so racism constantly reincarnates itself in a different way. It's not that good old boy mass lynching pickup truck or like angry, like Southern Confederate sort of thing now. Now it takes place subtly in boardrooms. It's policies that disproportionately affect people of color. It's the way that we may not see people who look like us on television shows. When we do see folks that look like us on television shows, it's a script written by a person who never lived our life. So when we hear the dialogue, there's this disconnect from like who I am versus like who they're presenting like on television. And so yeah, like when I don't know, my work, I try to pay attention to like those little subtleties, the little things that are causing these bigger problems, because a lot of times that's what it is. It's just a bunch of little things that compound themselves into these big mass problems.
So as an artist with a resume like yours, what advice do you give to artists who, want something similar for themselves?
Usually it's young people, and I would say you have to have hard work and you have to have passion. Like all these things have to kind of coalesce at the same time. Like my work is heavily research driven. My paintings are very laborious. I spend a lot of time like working on them. Sometimes it happens quick, but that isn't the case the majority of the time. Like I say, how many books I have to read, the networking aspect of it. It's a lot of hard work. It exhausts you. And sometimes you have to be pushed. And you have to push yourself because no one else is going to do it. We live in a time where a big chunk of the messaging to younger people about safe spaces, take your time, your anxiety, take care of yourself, your anxiety, self-care. You should take care of yourself. But all humans have anxiety. I don't know. I have a lot of anxiety right now, just from teaching and job. And I can imagine what you do. Like, this is just a part of the human condition. And I don't know, like from what I see, the narrative seems to make these aspects, which are the tribulations, but they are average parts of the human condition. And they're given like the special credence to stop people from putting their best foot forward. I do think that you should address those issues via therapy or whatever it takes, what is considered self-care. But simultaneously, man, I get in the studio and I work. Like I come from a blue collar family who went to, they go to work every day to take care of their families, their homes. And so I have to go to work every day, whether I'm teaching. When I'm not teaching, I need to be in the studio doing the same thing with that type of ethic. Yes, it's a lot of hard work and I am drained at the end of the day, but man, what a labor of love. What great problems to have, to be exhausted from painting rather than filling out TPS reports in an office. And I made a very conscious decision to change my life to what it is now and be an artist and be an educator. And I'm 1,000 times happier.